watches. It is a felony. It is punishable by up to 10 years. It is commonly known as larceny from the person. Count 2, that you did while you were at Tappers, which was open to the public. You stole property at that store that was offered for sale at a price of $1,000 or more. This is also a felony. It is punishable by up to 5 years in jail and or $10,000 or 3 times the value in the price of the property stolen, obtained, or attempted to be obtained, whichever is greater. To impose a fine of 3 times the value, you must admit the amount or it must be determined by the trier of fact. This is commonly known as retail fraud in the first degree. Count 3, that you did willfully and maliciously destroy or injure a building or its appurtenances located at 27716 Novi Road that belonged to Tappers, and the amount of destruction or injury was $1,000 or more but less than $20,000. This is also a felony. It is punishable by up to 5 years in jail and or $10,000 in fines and costs, or 3 times the amount of destruction or injury, whichever is greater. This is commonly known as malicious destruction of building, $1,000 or more, but less than $20,000. Sir, do you understand what you're being charged with and the possible penalties?
Yeah, I understand.
All right, thank you. Sir, because this is a felony, I want to make sure that you understand some of your basic rights. I'm going to go through some of those rights with you. You have a right to remain silent, and anything you say orally in writing can be used against you in court. You also have the right to have this matter resolved by a judge or a jury. You also have a right to be represented by counsel, and if you cannot afford one, I will appoint one for you. You have the right to have an attorney present for any questioning you consent to, and you also have a right to have a probable cause conference and a preliminary examination where the prosecutor must establish that a crime was committed and there is probable cause to believe that you committed the crime. Do you understand all of your basic rights?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, sir, with regard to an attorney, do you need a court-appointed attorney?
Yeah.
All right, I'll appoint an attorney for you. With regard to bond, I have somebody from pretrial services that's going to give me a bond recommendation. If you could state your name for the record, you may proceed whenever you're ready.
Ellen Galloway, Oakland County Pretrial Services. The defendant was interviewed this morning at the Novi Police Department, and his information was verified with his sister, Laquisha Ritter. He's 26 years old, single, and he claims no children. He stated that he resides at 3574 Ethel Street in Detroit with his sister. However, his sister states that he lives at 11322 Winthrop in Detroit with her and her minor child. The defendant states he's never been employed and that he has used alcohol and marijuana in the past but does not use them regularly. He graduated from high school, his sister stated, with special education classes. He reports drinking alcohol once a month and tried it at the age of 17. He last used it a few days ago. He states that he was using marijuana daily, but he has not used it in the past 2 years. The defendant states and his sister confirmed that he has some significant mental health issues and some physical health concerns. Per Oakland County and Wayne County records, the defendant does not have a juvenile history, and per JIS, JDW, and court records, the defendant does have 2 outstanding bench warrants, one from the 25th District Court for disorderly conduct, one from the 27th District Court for assault and battery. He does have a pattern of failing to appear, but the 27th District Court was not able to be reached to confirm his failure to appear for that case. Based on the defendant's past contacts for violence and his disregard for the public safety, pretrial services will be recommending a cash surety bond in the high range with pretrial services, not use any alcohol or controlled substances, participate in substance abuse testing, not possess any firearms or other dangerous weapons, not enter Tappers, the premises or areas, not assault, beat, or wound any person associated with that, and have no contact with Tappers or 12 Oaks Mall, no contact with the alleged victim, Caitlin Bezzi, and to have electronic monitoring, GPS tether prior to release, only to go to medical, attorney, court, testing, or verifiable employment.
All right, thank you. Bond is set at $300,000, cash surety, no 10%. Your bond conditions are you're not to return to Tappers or to have any or to go to 12 Oaks Mall. You're to have no contact with Caitlin Bezzi. You're not to assault, beat, molest, verbally harass, intimidate, or threaten the complainant or any witnesses. You're to personally appear for all your court proceedings. You're not to leave the state of Michigan without court permission. If you change your phone number or address, you need to contact the court and let them know in writing. I'm going to have you supervised by pre-trial services, no new criminal offenses. You're not to possess any firearms or other dangerous weapons. You're to refrain from using any alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to test you for alcohol and drugs twice a week. I'm also going to have you set up with a GPS tether prior to release. You can go to medical court, attorney testing, and verifiable employment. Sir, do you understand all of the bond conditions?
Yes.
All right, thank you. I'm going to set this matter for a probable cause conference. The probable cause conference is scheduled for 8/31/2016 at 9:15 a.m. and the preliminary examination is scheduled for 9/7/2016 at 1:30 p.m. Thank you. That concludes the arraignment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Thank you.